It's Monday, September 19th, and this is Drive Check, a Cardfight Vanguard podcast. I have no idea why my cat has decided to sit on my lap. He, never does that. But now we're going to have to record all evening with a cat on my lap.
I
know you're jealous because you can't have a cat in college. You've got nothing to say.
I can have a non-harmful fish.
A non-harmful fish?
Yeah.
So, not a piranha?
I think so. Someone also tried to bring in a turtle and say that was a non-harmful fish one time. So I think...
Well, but a turtle's not a fish.
Apparently they thought it was a fish because they had a turtle. And turtles are not... I don't even know. I don't understand either.
You're real tired, aren't you, Jack?
I am pretty tired, but I'm excited because Cole's not here. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's so harsh. Our Cole Daddy, man.
Cole Daddy 00 is not with us.
Oh, is that the name of your secret Instagram?
No, that's the name of Cole's secret Instagram.
Oh, you can't say the name of your secret Instagram on our program because we don't have an explicit tag.
Well, it's a secret Instagram, so I don't know why you're even talking about it right now.
To get you in trouble?
Oh, yeah, because I'm going to get a lot of trouble.
Because our listeners seem to think that I'm some sort of evil overlord, some evil dragonic overlord. The end. Oh, this is such a dismal thing, but we have news to talk about, right?
Dismal, like Dark Dismal, the G Guardian?
I don't have that Cray Elemental. I need to get one.
You do. It's a pretty good card.
Yeah, I need to protect my Lady Battler of the Gravity Well.
Or
somebody referred to her on Saturday, the Kicky Lady.
Or you could just stop playing the card.
Oh, would you give up on your hate? Everybody hates the Link Jokers, dude.
I'm not. No. I didn't say the clan. I said the card.
Well, what would my deck be without Lady Battler of the Gravity Well?
It would be Freeze Ray Messiahs, the better build.
I'm sure Freeze Rays actually include Lady Battlers, but I promise you, once Lady Gunner of the Black Dwarf comes out, Lady Battler of the Gravity Well will have she'll have to carry her weight or she'll be gone. So, have you had a chance to play any Vanguard lately?
I have. I went home this weekend back to my home, and I met up with a couple of my friends, and I got in a couple of games. I didn't break out the Flames of the Apocalypse because there are too many firefighters around. I didn't want to cause any alarm.
Oh, I know, and especially in your area where they recently had all of those fires. Yes,
exactly. So I didn't want to cause any alarm, and I'm not taking apart the deck, but I'm piecing it out and trying to figure out what the best build is. So that's something I'm doing. I've been working on different lists and stuff, and I have to order more cards for that deck.
So what deck were you playing?
Shadow Paladins.
Shadows.
The Diablos.
Can you send me all your Shadow Paladin cards, please?
The Diablos are too good.
I know they're very strong.
There's so many combos in that deck are really. I had a friend that was trying to tell me to run the I think David is the other starter some people run instead of Full Bow Diablo. But Full Bow Diablo just has this really cool combo that David can't give you. And it's just fun. That deck is so much fun because you basically retire your opponent's whole field and then watch them cry as they cannot guard an attack with 2 critical.
Because they don't have a field? What about their hand?
No. Do you not know what Diablo's main stride does?
Nope.
Counterblast 1, Persona Blast 1, or Counterblast 1, flip Diablo face up. It gets plus 10k in a crit, and then when it attacks, you retire 3 of your units, and your opponent retires 2 of theirs. If they can't retire 2 of theirs, or if they don't want to retire 2 of theirs, they can't guard from their hand for that attack. So they have to G guard. And even sometimes like double G guarding is not even enough. So
That's why I'm going to start playing Shadow Paladins.
you should. They're pretty good.
Dun,
It's a
dun,
pretty good
dun.
clan.
Well, I got to play in the Dynasty Cup this weekend. In one of the tournaments of the Dynasty Cup tournament series at Island Games out in Centerville, Virginia.
And how'd that go for you?
The typical shop. Let's not get to that part yet. So that's the shop I usually go to on Sunday nights. It was really well attended. There were 30 people who came to play. I know that there were people who came down from as far as Philadelphia. So that's about 3 hours away from DC. But there were definitely people who I didn't know, and I think there may have actually been people from New York who came down as well. How did it go for me? Not too well, Jack. Not too well. I only won one game, and it was against a little kid. So,
what was he playing?
Royals.
What kind of Royals?
Majesty Lord Blaster. He had a Thing Saver. He Legioned, but he also had Alt Mile.
Oh, so he was playing a normal build.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
That's a normal build. So at least it wasn't like playing like the Royal Paladin trial deck.
Yeah, and that game came to time, and we were in like the 0, 1, 2, 3 after time, and some people were watching us, and I was at less damage than him, and he was in turn, I guess he was in turn 3, and I was like, he had like 3 damage, I only had 2 damage, and I was literally guarding absolutely everything that he did. I had a huge hand, so it wasn't a concern, but I was guarding everything that he did aggressively, and all the people who were watching who hadn't realized that we had gone to time and were in turns were like, why are you guarding so much? You can take a damage. Why are you guarding so much? I was like, I ain't taking no damage. Because if I can keep this at 3-2, I win. And it's like, and I need to win this game. So this
was the last round?
No, it wasn't the last round. It was in one of the middle rounds.
Okay.
But I lost to, I mean, name a clan I lost to it.
Shadow Paladins.
I did not play any Shadow Paladins, no.
Angel Feather.
I did lose to Angel Feather.
Gold Paladins.
But I have to give myself the excuse. The Angel Feather guy was real cute. So I was distracted.
He distracted you with his boyish charm.
He wasn't boyish at all. He was a man, and he was super cute. Say that again?
His manly charm.
Exactly.
Manly charm.
What's another clan out there?
Neonectar.
No Neonectars. Pale Moon, I lost to. That dude didn't give me any kind of field to lock.
Great Nature.
There was no Great Nature.
God, that deck is painful to play against.
No, I like that because they have to have their rear guard sitting there hanging out. So
okay, well, not against Kagero or Shadow Paladins. They have Shadow Diablo. Actually, I like the matchup, but against Kagero, yes, they have the booster, the new Panda booster. I don't know like what its name is or anything. I just know that it says on the card, this card cannot be retired by card effects. And that's real annoying for Kagero.
Oh, definitely. I did play Kageros, and that guy really got on my nerves with his Denial Griffins and his other hijinks. I played a Gear Chronicle, which also was absolutely annoying and painful with all of his... I'm going to put your card at the bottom of your deck biz.
That's also really annoying. That's something I discovered like recently is that like if OTT ever plays against Gear Chronicle, not that anyone's playing OTT right now, but there's a grade, I think it's a grade 2. If you I don't know what it does, but I know it puts a unit from OTT's field or from the opponent's field on the bottom of the deck. And it forces them to shuffle their deck, which if you're playing OTT, you're trying to build that stack of triggers so you can just like hit a bunch of triggers at once. So if you shuffle your deck, they're kind of screwing you over there.
Yeah, especially if it's a Tsukuyomi player.
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, spoilers for later in the episode, when I heard we were getting OTT support, I broke out my Tsukiyomi cards. I started organizing them. It's
And
just
putting them
OTT.
into mailers to send to me.
Oh yeah, totally, for sure.
Yeah.
I do have some shadows. I think I could send you though.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
So one thing I have to say about the Dynasty Cup, besides the fact that it was a lot of fun, is the fact that it was a lot of fun because, as ridiculous as that sounds, I've been to so many Pokemon TCG competitions at so many different levels, and the people who play Pokemon TCG, even in like the tournaments that are only one step up from a shop tournament,
Yeah,
are still like,
the battle roads or whatever they're
yeah,
called.
they're still so mean. Like, they take no pleasure in playing this game. And literally everybody at the Dynasty Cup was like, I'm here to have fun. And they're just like laughing and having a good time. And like every single match, nobody took anything too seriously.
Yeah,
And
I went to a battle roads for Pokemon when I was like, I don't know, 13, 14.
so like 3 years ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6. I don't know. But I was playing. Do you remember the Garchomp Altaria deck?
Yes.
Yes, I was playing that deck, and I think I got third or fourth place, and I was in the senior division, like before the one before Masters. I don't know what the age limit is on that.
Yeah, that's
So I was in that.
about, I think that's 14.
Yeah, and everyone's like,
Or no,
"Oh, you're playing."
it's 15. 16, you become a master. There you go.
Yeah, so I was 14 because it was the year because I played again the next year, and then so yeah, I was 14. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're playing that deck?" You're like, "Oh, that's not as good as I don't remember electric Gyarados, not Gyarados, electric Rayquaza or whatever the best deck was at the time."
Ray
And I was just like,
Eels.
yeah, Ray Eels. Screw that deck. But Fluffy Chomp was my ish. I loved that deck, and everyone was like, "Oh, what are you doing with that deck?" And then I topped, and then I showed them.
It's a super easy deck to tank. So congratulations to you on doing well on.
I feel like that
particular
was
one.
sarcasm.
No. I'm not kidding. Like Garchomp Altaria was one of the easiest decks to stall because the whole mechanic.
I thought you meant it was the easiest deck to play.
No, to beat.
Okay.
Because the mechanic relied on you getting your field, getting the Garchomps out on your field, so that they could do their Dragon Call, which allowed you to call a dragon from your deck.
Yeah,
a dragon type card from your deck. And it's like the minute you see Gible, you put all of your energy and everything in your life into killing Gible. And if you can kill all the Gibbles, there's no chance for them to ever get a Garchomp. And if they can't get a Garchomp, then the whole rest of it falls apart. So,
yeah. Well, I that was like the one point I played Pokemon most competitively, and I definitely like super hardcore tested with that. But this is not the Pokemon podcast. That's a different podcast.
Are you sure? Because I'm sitting in the same chair and using the same equipment that I recorded Pokemon podcasts with.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I just woke up like 2 minutes ago. I don't remember anything that's been happening.
Were you in a coma?
I don't know.
All right.
I took the red or the blue pill. I don't remember which one.
Ooh, that's deep. Do we have an errata this week? Did we make any mistakes last week?
We did not have an errata necessarily. There was a listener email that kind of referred to something we said on last episode, so I don't know if you wanted to talk about that now.
Yeah, I think that'd be good to bring in the listener emails up at the front. Okay,
well, first off, we have our first listener email from Chris, and it says, "Hey guys, just want to say thanks for doing Drive Check. It has gotten me full-fledged into Vanguard, and I look forward to whenever a new podcast comes out. One note on episode 27, Genesis Clan Review. I also don't know the Japanese translation of Regalia, but in The Force of Will, that's you, TCG, they have a card type called Regalia, which are various objects like swords, globes, a bow, etc., that are powerful objects belonging to the J-Rulers, who are the main units in the game. See, this probably would be something for Cole to help us with. Because I don't think either of us have played.
Cole is like the expert on every single TCG out there.
So this sounds consistent with Genesis uses of regalia. So it shows that Will does actually know what he's talking about.
Or no, that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you brought up that they were artifacts or whatever.
Well, only after I was correcting myself and saying, geez, I'm such an idiot.
Well, you still said it eventually. So.
Well, I guess admitting you're wrong is half of being right.
And then I did send that in our group chat, and Cole's response was, "Oh yeah!" exclamation point. so that must have mean something. And then we have another one from Jerome again, and it says, "Happy Monday, Drive Check crew. Just a few comments on last week's episode in regards to the Genesis clan analysis. It seems like the set is doing well in Japan and topping several tournaments, so Cole should be excited to play the deck once set 8 drops in America." Well, unfortunately, Cole is no longer with us, so...
He exists in the world. He's just not...
He's not on planet Cray anymore.
Yes, he had to take a vacation from Cray and go visit one of our nearby neighboring planets.
And then they just listed he just listed a couple other Vanguard YouTubers that he thinks are pretty good ones to talk about. So
and we didn't mention that Nexus, the Team Nexus also does a YouTube channel.
So I think that's probably what they're more so known for.
Yeah. So you can also watch Nexus YouTube.
Yeah.
Biz. So did he
have you
list
danced
any
with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yes, I have. Did he list any YouTubers that we didn't list or that stuck out at you?
He brought up Vanguard Central, which I have friends that have met them before because they're another SoCal based team. So I just know they're pretty good. They have a pretty good grasp on the meta, and they're SoCal, so I gotta like them. And that's the one that mainly stuck out to me.
We should actually map where the core centers of Vanguard playership are in this country and then assign them nations.
We should. That'd be a good idea for like SoCal, a fun episode.
United Sanctuary.
I think no, Dragon Empire.
No, United Sanctuary.
The flames of the apocalypse just burned half of the state.
All right, I'll give you that. I think the DC, Maryland, Virginia area is Stargate Empire, whatever that's called. Stargate.
Definitely Zoo.
Would you stop?
The worst one.
No, that's like Atlanta, Georgia. Or something like that. No, New York. There you go. Oh, boy. If you're a part of the country, it could be a particular nation of Cray. What would it be? Write into drivecheckpodcast@gmail.com.
I think we're gonna work on a map now, and we're gonna have Cole draw it out, because if he can't give us his voice, he can give us his other labors.
Yes, he can draw. That's the one thing that Cole can definitely do that Jack or I cannot do, which is draw pictures.
It's probably the only thing he's really great at.
No, Jack, Cole's really good at lots of things. Would you stop? None of your mean-spirited jealousy.
But he's not here to defend himself, so I have to get in as many punches as I can.
That is the kind of reasoning that only a bully would use.
I mean, I do play Kagura.
That is the kind of clan that only a bully would use.
Exactly.
Oh, man, he retired all my stuff, and he was like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then the Gear Chronicle guy was like, retiring all my stuff, and he's like, you can't do this, and you can't do that. And I was like, when do I get to retire somebody? Nah. All right. What is our topic for the evening, Jack? Without Cole here, we're like meandering all over the universe.
Well, I think, considering we thought this was going to be kind of a slow month for our podcast, we did get a huge news release regarding the game of Cardfight Vanguard. We got some anime news, which we might talk about at a later point. I don't think that's super important. But we did get... keep in mind, this is for Japan only. America will get theirs eventually. But we got an update to the Japanese release schedule for the game. So like what's coming out from all the way from this month all the way until March of next year.
So that would be the anniversary of me getting really back into Vanguard again.
Yeah. Are you going to celebrate by getting some boxes of the Idol booster?
No, unless I choose to start playing one of these clans. So
I
when me and
mean,
my mom
it's
go to Vegas next week, we're
yeah.
gonna each get starter decks so that I can teach her how to play Vanguard since she has become obsessed
Nice.
with Vanguard now.
Yes. And then you're gonna come drive down to SoCal, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I tried. Anyways. So I guess we're starting off in September because that would, or should we work backwards to be weird?
No, let's be normal and start with September. The
We're not
thing
normal guys.
speak for yourself. I'm very normal.
Okay. Well, first off, September, we got the Gear Chronicle trial deck and the Gear Chronicle clan booster, which that hasn't been like those haven't been released yet, right? We're still getting. I think that's soon. We're starting to get. Well, it has to be soon because September is done in like a week.
Yeah,
But
we're getting those in November, I believe.
yeah. So so Japan's getting the Gear Chronicle trial deck and the clan booster in September.
And this
In
is the one that's all the Zodiac biz,
Yeah, the one that
right?
everyone's hating on because it's Gear Chronicle.
The one that's like take 12 Zodiac cards from your drop zone and bind them and turn them into super powerful magical creatures, and your opponent immediately loses.
Exactly that.
All right.
And yeah, everyone's complaining because they're the best, one of the best decks in the format, arguably the best deck in the format. And they're getting a trial deck and a clan booster that's just for them.
What's going to be really funny is at this time in 2017, every other clan is going to get beatdown options on Gear Chronicle, and then we're going to just be laughing. Oh, Gear Chronicle, you used to be good.
Everyone just needs to stop complaining. It's a card game based on an anime. There's an anime that sets the precedent for what gets released. They're having an entire arc right now that's just Gear Chronicle players playing each other. What do you expect to happen? Stop complaining. Buckle up your pants.
What is that expression, buckle up your pants? I'm wearing sweats. There ain't no buckle.
Tie your pants. Tie them up real good. And just stop complaining because it's a main character clan. This happened last year or last season, last series when the Royal Paladin support, everyone complained about Royal Paladin support. It happened with Gold Paladins. Everyone complained about Gold Paladin support. Stop it. Stop it. Maybe one day you'll have a main character clan and you'll play that clan. And then you won't be complaining and everyone else will be.
Do you think someday Link Joker is going to be a main character clan?
I mean, they kind of are right now, are they not? They were in season. They also were a main character clan in season 3.
Yes.
So
yes, I know.
You had your chance in the spotlight. Anyways, up next is October 2016 for Japan once again, and they're getting a token rainbow trial deck and a token rainbow booster number 2. So lots of token rainbows.
If I get that imported to the States, can I play the Japanese cards in American tournaments?
You cannot. You can play against your friends. There's certain areas that only play the Japanese card game, and like they just import all their cards from Japan and they play the Japan meta, which I think would be an interesting way to play because that's how a lot of people play Weiss Schwarz, which was Bushiroad's first game. So I think that's probably where people got the idea to play Vanguard with the Japanese meta. So, but you don't do that, so you can't do that.
I'm also not smart enough to memorize all the cards from their pictures.
Well, usually there's little inserts that you have in the back of the sleeve behind the card that you pull out, and it's the translation. That's what most people do.
Well, there's one thing that Will Anderson never does in competition, and that's pull out. I'm in it to win it.
My goodness. Okay. Moving on. November 2016, we're getting Shadow Paladin trial deck.
I am so pumped for this.
Me too. So pumped because I already have Shadow Paladins and they're going to be a main character clan. Suck it, Gear Chronicle.
So who is going to be playing Shadows? It's not Ren Sigurd.
No, it's a new character.
All right. Okay.
I forget what his name is. But yeah, so Shadow Paladins are getting main character support, which is great because Shadow Paladins are awesome. And then also in November is GBT09, which That do we have the clans confirmed for that, don't we?
Do we? I don't know. You're the smart one. I'm the plum yokel, just here to find out as much as I can.
Plum yokel.
Yes. I'm just from the backwoods of Washington, D.C. I don't know about your card fighting and your clans and such.
Okay. Yeah, so GBT09 Divine Dragon Caper.
Caper?
Yeah.
Like that little olive thing?
It's berries, FYI.
Well,
they're not olives.
They're pickled, aren't they?
They're pickled berries.
Yes.
Anyways, Divine Dragon Caper includes 104 cards, 2 GRs, 8 triple Rs, 12 double Rs, 22 Rs, and 60 commons, plus 28 SPs and 2 special.
Whoa.
Yeah, I read that too, and I was like, what?
Why do they need so many?
It's so many SPs. Good thing there's not very many collectors in Vanguard because you'd be collecting SPs for a while. And then there's going to be 2 of SGRs, which they generally do the same. There are 100 new cards and 4 reprints with new illustrations. Yeah, so the clans for GBT09 are Angel Feather, Shadow Paladin, Narukami, Spike Brothers, Gear Chronicle, Aquaforce, and Cray Elemental.
I've been thinking of maybe getting into those Narukamis.
That's a good one. This is probably the time to do it before everything. Well, everything's already started to go up in price, but I would do it now before it all goes up even further.
Do they still support brawlers? Narukamis?
Yes, but I don't think that's right now. That's probably the best build, but I think that's kind of going out the door. Like Eradicators are getting more support, I believe. So
interesting. And are they getting the SPs?
Oh, that's why there's 28 SPs, because they're SP packs. That's why.
For each clan.
That would make sense. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense now. So the SP packs are for every clan that's in the set except Angel Feathers and Gear Chronicle. Because Angel Feather got 1 and Gear Chronicle already has 3, so I don't think they need another one. So that'll be an SP pack for Shadow Paladins, Narukami, Spike Brothers, and Aquaforce, which is 20 SPs.
So most likely
there'll probably be 8 other SPs that are getting printed.
So most likely that's going to come out in the US in about January, you think?
I believe we already have a release date for that. Look at me, I'm unprepared, ill-prepared, not prepared.
December 16th.
Yep, there we go.
Merry Christmas, Will Anderson. Here's your Shadow Paladins.
Is that the same day that oh my goodness, that Shadow Paladin dude looks so cool. He's totally he's a wizard that turns into a dragon. That's almost said a bad word.
You're not?
What?
You're not a wizard that can turn into a dragon?
I am, but I've never had a card that truly represents who I identify as.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so, like I mentioned before, there are 100 new cards and 4 reprints. And so those reprints are, well, it lists 5 cards as reprints, so I don't really know what's happening here. There's Revenger, Raging Form Dragon, Shadow Paladins. Conquering Supreme Dragon, Dragonic Vanquisher, Voltage, Narukami. Eradicator, Dragonic Descendant, Narukami. Storm Dominator, Commander Thavas, Aquaforce, and Blue Storm Supreme Dragon Glory Maelstrom, which is also Aquaforce.
Maybe only one of those Aquaforces will be reprinted.
Or they just messed up. Ooh, also, this just in, the name of the new Shadow Paladin character is Kazuma Shoji.
Interesting. Have we had a Shoji in the anime before?
I don't believe so, but he plays Shadow Paladins. So I like him immediately.
Well, if you're playing Shadow Paladins, I might not be able to play them.
No, you totally could.
Well. No, let's move on.
Okay. I'm sorry I made you all depressed now.
I mean, it doesn't take much. You're talking about Will Anderson here.
Okay. So moving on to December, we got a Royal Paladin trial deck and a Neo Nectar trial deck because
So
we definitely need more of those.
I was like, didn't we just get those this year? Earlier this year?
They did, and I guess they're getting more because they're main characters too.
Well, I know, but can we get like trial decks of like Spike Brothers? Can't we get a Spike Brothers trial deck?
I thought you didn't like Spike Brothers, Will. Why are they
Well,
not in the top seven?
because they deserve a trial deck. Maybe if they had a trial deck, they'd make it into the top 7.
They're getting main set support. They'll
Well,
probably, well, considering they're getting main set support, they'll probably have a trial deck within the next year. Would be my prediction.
my prediction is they will never get a trial deck.
Well, my prediction is you're mean.
Well, no, that's not a prediction. That's just the truth.
Fact. There
What
you go.
what other clan really needs a trial deck? That's never had a trial deck of its own. Something that would be shocking.
Well, you know what really needs one right now is Oracle Think Tank.
No.
They don't
No.
have anything right now.
Okay, let's give up hope on Oracle Think Tank. When we do our ranking of the bottom clans of the planet Krei, Oracle Think Tank is going to be down at the bottom. So
It's definitely not going to be down there.
now that you're all
I'll make
psyched
sure
for
of
your
that.
Tsukuyomi builds.
Well, I've always been psyched. Like that's like when I first started playing the game, that's one of the decks I've always wanted to build. But the deck has always been super expensive, and it's still expensive now for some reason because everyone loves those cards so much. Like the grade 2 I think is still like 17 20 to $20
What
for a
grade two?
for the Tsukiyomi grade 2.
Okay.
For a card that's like not played. That's too much money.
That's true.
Yeah. So, and like, I just managed to get them in a trade. And so I like jumped at the opportunity because I've always wanted to play that deck. And now maybe I'll get to because that's like Bushiroad's favorite Oracle Think Tank, like subset of cards. So they'll
Even
probably
more than
support.
Susanoo?
Yeah, I think so. It's just that Susanoo is the G era one is why. Anyways.
What else comes out in December? Character Booster 1, Gear
So that's
Chronicle, Neo Nectar, and Royal Paladins. All right.
So that's the new thing that they're doing, I suppose. So it's a boost. So it's kind of like the technical booster in which there are 3 clans that are supported, but they're doing it for the teams. So like this is for Team Try 3. You have Gear Chronicle, which is Chrono. I don't know why I started saying their names because I don't know all of their names. And then you have Neo Nectar and Royal Paladin.
Wow, shame on you, Neo Nectar.
I know Shion is Royal Paladins. I don't
Neo
know.
Nectar is
I don't know her name.
Tokoha.
She's irrelevant to the show.
Wow, she is not. You're gonna get booted from this podcast right quick, sir. Tokoha is core and central.
Okay. And anyways, next up we got January 17th. Not 17th, 2017. So next year, we got Character Booster 2, which is Oracle Think Tank, Great Nature, and Dimension Police.
And what team is that?
No idea.
So are they,
I don't think we've seen that team because we haven't seen an OTT deck in God knows how long.
Well, and also that's because the new series of Vanguard G is going to start Vanguard G next.
Exactly.
So I guess this will be maybe the enemy clans will be playing these particular dealies.
Well, but Try 3's breaking up. They're the band's breaking up.
I know. I saw a picture of it. I don't want to hear about it. It breaks my heart.
The band's breaking up. They're moving on to different high schools. They're kind of mirroring what happened in Link Joker from the original series.
Well, they only went to 2 different high schools.
They still split up.
That's true.
So,
all right. So then February
we got GBT 10, which is the next G booster set. And in that, the 2 clans we have confirmed are Gold Paladins and Shadow Paladins. Everything else we don't know.
More Shadow Paladins?
They're a main character now, Will.
I know, but it's like there's other dudes out there that need your love. What about
Shadows?
The Dark Irregulars?
Ew.
What about him? What?
That deck is not okay. I played against Murakumo over the weekend. That deck is scary. That deck is scary.
Shadow Stitch?
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? For some reason, at the Dynasty Cup, Alan decided to play his Gold Paladin deck, which he's not that familiar with, rather than his Murakumo deck, which he has been playing since day one.
Yeah, that Shadow Palette, that not Shadow, the Shadow Stitch deck where they can attack. Like, did you know they have a rear guard that gets a drive check?
Well, their stride can give any rear guard a drive check.
Yes, but there's a grade 3 that also gets a drive check. So there's basically you have your stride, and then you have a grade 3 with twin drive as your rear guard. So you get 5 drive checks in one turn.
That is rotten.
And you run 4 to 6, maybe even 8 stand triggers. So it's real scary.
So is Murakumo going to start topping?
I kind of have a feeling they will, because I've seen some like YouTube channels that generally are more competitive starting to post their Shadow Stitch deck lists. So I kind of have a feeling Shadow Stitch will end up being fairly competitive. So pick up your $40 Shadow Stitch strides now before they go up to $50.
Are they $40 now?
Because they're a GR. They've been $40 since the site released.
I don't know what Alan did, but he has not spent more than $100 on his entire Murakumo deck.
And he has a playset of them?
Yep.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, he bought boxes of that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably why. So. He probably just got lucky with his pulls.
Yeah, and trades. He's a king of trades, and people like him, unlike me. They don't like me. All right, let's go to Will's birthday month, March.
Well, mine was February.
Well, happy birthday.
Well, thank you. So only how many months? 5 months too early?
Or is it 7 months too late?
Oh my goodness.
March.
That's amazing.
I know.
The G Idol booster, which is what was announced this year on April Fool's Day. So we had no idea if this was actually going to be a thing or not. Turns out it is. Grand Blue and Pale Moon, the G Idol booster.
So that's because of the Rummy Labyrinth, which I still don't understand the naming of that particular idol group.
I don't think anyone does, Will. I don't think anyone does.
Well, somebody named them.
Maybe it's just poor translation.
And I mean, Bushiroad is naming other idol groups out there. So, and they've done a better job than Rummy Labyrinth. Or
what was the original one? Ultra Rare. Yeah. That one. That's a great name. What is Rummy Labyrinth?
Well, and Bushiroad's coming out with a series that's like partially animated, partially real life about an idol group.
Is it going to be related to a card game? Probably, because everything they do is card game related.
No, that's not true. New Japan Pro Wrestling does not have a card game. Does it?
Is that a thing? What is that?
What, you've never heard of New Japan Pro Wrestling?
No.
It is like the hugest Japanese wrestling organization. It like rivals and works with WWE.
Really?
Yeah, and NJPW.
Never heard of it.
So Bushiroad has come up with an idol group now, and it's called Bang Dream, which I think is a good name for an idol group.
It's pretty perfect.
They do not have a card game yet.
Yet. Keyword yet.
I don't think Love Live has a card game, does it?
Love Live has they have a set in Weiss Schwarz.
That doesn't count. Everybody's got a set in Weiss Schwarz.
They're in a card game.
Concolay has a set in Weiss Schwarz. That's whatever.
I mean, they're in a card game, so.
Well, then probably Bang Dream will have a set in Weiss Schwarz.
Maybe, yeah. Actually, yeah. I could see it.
What about Detective Opera Milky Holmes?
I don't know what these things are.
You've got to do your investigations about Bushiroad because they have multiple properties that they own.
I just know Vanguard.
And I think there is a New Japan Pro Wrestling trading. I think there's trading cards. much like baseball cards, not uh, like a card game that you would fight. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to find that out for our next episode. All
We
right.
will.
So, do we have any other news about things that are coming up? And
I don't believe so. No, that's it.
all right, so we can move
I
on.
mean, we've had some more cards revealed, but that's just Gear Chronicle.
And nobody cares about Gear Chronicle yet until I start playing them. Time to start investing in that Gear Chronicle madness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should have a fan vote for what my next clan should be.
I'm voting Shadow Paladins.
Send your vote. Speak.
Send your votes to drivecheckpodcast@gmail.com, and I will throw them out and rig the election.
There you go.
Shadow Paladins is Will's next clan.
What were you going to say?
I don't remember.
Good. All right. What is our term of the week?
Our term of the week, I thought we'd do something more fun because we just have been talking about news this whole time. No one likes news. So we're going to discuss Dual Clan. And there are a couple of clan cards that have a Dual Clan, which means, well, basically what Dual Clanning is they count as two different clans. So the two examples that are in the game are Blaster Blade Spirit and Blaster Dark Spirit. And so we kind of discussed this on that one episode we did where we said like things we'd like to see added to the game. But I thought this would be a good thing to do.
So, is it other cards we'd like to see that are Dual Clan, or?
I think, yeah, or like what aspects they could add.
Well, did you know like any clan that Aichi touches gets a Blaster Blade?
Yeah, that's how it always works.
like there's a Blaster Blade for Link Jokers.
Yeah, Blaster Joker.
That's so weird. But I also consider the reverse cards to be Dual Clan because they can be Link Jokers.
Yeah, that's
given the right conditions.
That's a good point.
And I don't understand why my friends will not give me their Jewel Knight of Broken Heart Ashley's. Ashley reverse. Because
I mean, she is like $20, I think.
I think she belongs in my collection.
She is a Royal Paladin.
As do all the reverse cards. Yeah, and Colin got really mad at us for not mentioning that the Jewel Knights were all ladies. So, whatever.
When was this?
Oh, he was like sending me text messages when he found out. So what other dual clans
they're not all
do we
ladies.
have?
Some of them are animals.
So in extreme fighting, you can have as many clans as you would like.
Yes,
Correct.
in your deck. Which there are certain decks that I think there's one deck in particular that really led to the implementation of standard over extreme fight and like the separation of the two formats, which was back when the Shadow Paladin, that first Revenger Legion, that extra booster was first released. There was a deck that played Revenger Revenger Phantom Blaster Abyss, and it played Thing Saver Dragon, and it played both of them, and it basically the whole point of the deck was just to keep attacking with your Vanguard and keeping a lot of like pressure on your opponent. And that deck is the most expensive competitive deck. There was like one or two tournaments where that deck was competitive, and in Japan that deck was competitive for a couple of months, and that is by far the most expensive deck that the game has ever seen, like with how expensive the cards were at that time. Now they're not expensive cards.
I was going to say even more expensive than Link Joker.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's do a little research.
Where are you going to do your research, sir?
I'm just looking up card prices at like the point when the set was released.
How do you do that?
On TCG Player, you can see.
Do they have that long of a history?
Well, they used to. Now I'm not seeing it.
Did they take the price history away?
I suppose.
Why is the card called Thing Saver?
Because it saves things.
It sure does.
Okay, I cannot find it. I just know.
Yeah, they took away the chart,
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
but it is now $20 market price for a Thing Saver.
Which, when I sold the deck, they were at like 40 each. So
And Blaster Blade Seeker is $30. Does anybody even play that card?
is that the Legion Rare version?
I guess. I don't know.
Probably. That's probably why.
Yes, Legion Rare. Oh, it's
Yeah.
the one with the gold and everything.
Yeah, because that art was only that one's expensive because that's the art that matches with Thing Saver Dragon, but it was only released in Legion Rare. The trial deck art because is matches up with a different grade 3.
So, are there websites you can go to nowadays that will give you sort of extreme fight deck builds for modern releases?
Considering no one plays the formats, probably not. But I think we could probably come up with some fun extreme fight decks, and maybe we do that for a fun episode because that format's always intrigued me, but no one's ever played it because it's a broken format and it's really like I don't know. It's really difficult to control things.
Yeah, and just so people understand, extreme fight means that clan no longer matters, and the cards can all be used. It doesn't matter what clan they come from. The one restriction, though, is if a card mentions another card by name, then the name must match.
Yes.
That's it. So, but also, like, what the trick there is that if there are cards from two different clans that have a portion of a name that for some reason gets called out, then that still works. So, like, there is a Fenrir Link Joker. So, if there was a card that said that a card had to have the word Fenrir in it, you could use the Link Joker Fenrir. I don't know why anybody would, but there you go. All right.
I'm definitely going to bring that up in the errata next week. How expensive that deck was at that point in time because it was ridiculous. Like the grade 3s were like 60 each. All 8 of them were 60 each. Your grade 2 was like 30. It was a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, but you won, and you won big prize pots to get that
because
money
that's
back.
all that matters is winning.
Yes, of course, obviously. All right. Well, thanks to everybody who has already reviewed the podcast in iTunes, and I would appreciate it if more people would do so. That helps to increase our visibility and lets more people to find us, so that we can keep putting out great content. I will advertise now that this is episode 28. Coming up for episode 30, I believe I have secured a special guest. I am, and I am super excited. This is.
Well, you'll have to disclose that to me off the air.
No, I will not. This is one of my Vanguard heroes, and I'm really looking forward to being able to interview him. So there's your clue. It's a dude. A dude who's one of my Vanguard heroes. Who could it be?
Aichi Sendo.
Oh, it is Aichi Sendo. You ruined it. Oh, no. He saved the world, and now he's going to be interviewed on our podcast. I want to say a special thank you this week to Juan Alcivar for organizing the Dynasty Cup. I just had so much fun on Saturday. And honestly, if anybody is on the East Coast or around, I believe they're going to try to have some events in Chicago, have an opportunity to go to a Dynasty Cup event. I highly recommend it. It's fun. It's not at that high level of organized tournament play at like a Bushiroad tournament or an ARG, but there are still real prizes to be won in the Dynasty Cup, and but it's still chill and everybody's having fun and enjoying themselves. So it's that perfect mix between a shop tournament and a more competitive tournament out there. And you just you go, you have fun, and I thank Juan again for putting that together for us. Also want to say thank you to SBJ and to Nick Burgess. Nick provides us the music that we use. He has albums in iTunes, so if you enjoy the chippy nature of the tunes that we have coming in and going out, which he actually specially put together for us, then go and give his albums in iTunes a listen. so that he can get 0.0001 cent per listen to each song that he has made on there. His songs are actually pretty good. There's one of his albums that I would recommend above probably the others, and I know it has the words Wizard Planet in it. I think there's more to it than that, but go look for that one. If you want to reach us by email, we are at jivetechpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to reach us on Twitter or give us a follow, the podcast Twitter is drive_check. My personal Twitter is at @washinthesink. My secret Twitter is not to be known by you. Cole's Twitter is at @Cole_McCune, and Cole will be back. He's just having scheduling issues this semester.
Yeah.
And
we'll get him, coach. And I'm at drive_Jack. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Drive Check podcast. No, go away.
Is that flavor text?
Battle Sister Chocolate.
Oh, of course. My perfect